Myself, G. Shai Santosh from Branch Aeronautical Engineering, Section B, and my topic is about experimental and numerical study of a shunt structure for large dynamic strain measurement. Cost effective and energy saving sensor for large dynamic strain measurement is still lacking for wireless sensor networking application. In this paper, a shunt structure is proposed to measure large dynamic strain using metal foil strain gauge without failure. This shunt structure is made of single metal sheet for convenient installation. The working principle of the strain shunt with one shunt street bridging two supporting cantilevers is illustrated. The strain measured on the shunt street surface is proportionally lower than the target surface where the strain shunt is attached, and the ratio of strain level reduction is derived analytically. The constancy and stability of the shunt ratio is validated through tensile and bending load tests for both static and dynamic loads. Furthermore, the stress concentration and the shunt ratio sensitivity of compound load are invested numerically. Introduction. Condition based monitoring CBM systems are becoming a more important and affordable tool for running mission in an optimal manner. For example, condition monitoring CM and structural health monitoring SHM systems for a wind turbine system is critical for health assessment of the asset, minimizing downtime and reducing huge maintenance and logistics impact. CM com- condition monitoring and SHM structural health monitoring for a large scale offshore wind turbine require robust sensors that can provide operational information continuously for long duration in a challenging environment. Modern megastructures like offshore wind turbines must survive large dynamic strain incurred by vibration or alternative load. Due to the less accessibility of offshore wind turbine system and high maintaining cost, the long-term reliability of wireless force sensors is crucial for such an application circumstance. The reliability of such force sensors is mainly constrained by the fatigue life of sensors under large alternating load and the quality of power supplying and communication link. However, the exist commercial available of force sensors such as fiber Bragg grating FBG, vibration wire, metallic foil, strain gauge do not address the challenge of failure. Having in mind of the challenges of force sensor availability of offshore wind turbine systems, this paper highlights the significance of development innovative force sensors that can survive the large dynamic strain for long duration. Metallic foil resistive strain gauges have been extensively used as force instruments such as weight scale, torque meter. Metallic foil strain gauge is advantageous for excellent linearity voltage output signal, compactness, low cost, etc. However, normal resistive foil strain gauges are not suitable to measure the extremely large strain or large dynamic strain measurements in long term. Due to gauge breakage or limited lifetime, although the metallic foil strain gauge can measure static strain up to 5%. The typical dynamic strain measurement range for resistive strain gauge is 16,000 mu for 160 alternative load cycles according to SN fatigue curve of series of strain gauge. On the other hand, the fiber Bragg grating (FBG) based optical strain gauge has the advantages of immunity to electromagnetic interference (EMI), intrinsic, intrinsic safety in highly explosive atmospheres, good resistance to large strain and alternating load, and better performance in zero drifting. Despite various advantages of FBG fiber Bragg grating for sensors, they are not superior to the conventional metal foil strain gauges with respect to measurement range of dynamic strain and precision test of FBG on wind turbine blade shows the optical fiber strain gauge has a resolution of 1 and accuracy of 5, and the maximum strain level is only 1000 at the 107 cycles. However, FBG sensors need expensive and energy thirsty optical equipment to detect the shifting of wavelength precisely. All through using the low power LED light sources and photo detectors can reduce the power consumption for the wireless sensors node. The battery powered sensor cannot satisfy the requirement for the long term usability. In addition to metallic foil and fiber optical strain gauge, novel strain sensitive material and image processing based methods are developed for large strain measurement. Strain sensitive material like polymer optical fiber has the potential to measure large strain, surpassing the intrinsic maximum strain level, approximately 4%, of silicon fiber optical FBG sensors, limited by the failure strain of silica. Piezoelectric strain sensor has excellent sensitivity and performance of highly dynamic strain, but the zero drift issue makes it for unstable for static strain measurement. Some other photography methods for the large strain measurement are based on high resolution digital camera technology. For example, digital image correlation of speckle pattern on the target surface is ideal to measure large static strain on a large area. However, these optical solutions may be restricted by non viability condition as well as high power consumption and equipment cost. Thereby, they are excluded from massive development in industrial scenarios, in particular offshore wind turbine condition monitoring, monitoring and structural health monitoring. Currently, commercial optical or resistive strain measurement techniques are not yet available for large and dynamic strain measurements. The main technique challenges are sensor fatigue failure due to large dynamic strain and sustainable power supply for wireless sensor nodes. Metallic thin film strain gauges are subjected to fatigue failure at heavy alternating loads, while the high power consumption for the FBG signal acquisition system is prohibiting for battery powered wireless sensor networks. To meet these challenges of long term availability of wireless sensors for large dynamic strain measurements, an innovative strain shunt design is proposed to reduce the strain proportional to the manageable level for the metallic thin film strain gauges. Combined with the advantages of metallic resistive strain gauges, the strain shunt design offers a fast response, compact, precise, cost effective, and energy saving large strain measurement solution. Metal sheeting process aims at simplified manufacturing, relieved stress concentration by the fillet structures and convenient installation. Adhesive binding process similar to the traditional strain gauge adhesive installation process is introduced to accelerate the field installation. The binding method extends the application of strain shunt to non-metal surface such as the compound material. In this paper, the working principle of the strain shunt structure made of single metal sheets is illustrated, and the shunt ratio is derived from a simplified 1D model. The newly designed strain shunt structure is experimentally validated through tensile and bending tests. Moreover, the dynamic response of the strain shunt structure is investigated analytically and experimentally. In addition, finite element analysis (FEA) is conducted to investigate the stress, concentration, and the response of compound load. Principles of strain shunt structure. Figure 1 illustrates the deformation of the strain shunt structure subjective to the purely compressive and tensile stress along the target beam. This shunt structure is made of single piece thin metal sheet. It consists of several functional units, a shunt structure bridging two supporting cantilevers on the tops and two binding feet which attach attach the shunt structure firmly onto the target surface. If the supporting cantilevers are perfect, rigid body without any deflective deformation, the strain on the shunt sheet is equal to the target surface. However, the supporting cantilevers made of thin metal sheet behave as a cantilever beam with one end fixed onto the target surface and the other end under bending force. Due to the elastic response of the cantilever under bending load, the cantilever's deflection relieves the strain level of the shunt stick. The knot to scale deformation of the shunt structures are demonstrated for both compressive and tensile load in figure 1. In addition to the essential components of supporting cantilevers and shunt seat, these shunt structures introduces the fillers transition and binding feet through the metal sheeting process. Instead of welding directly onto the target surface, binding feet are introduced for fastening or cooling gone to the target surface. Meanwhile, the fillet structure derived from sheeting process can relieve stress concentration at the joint and shunt structures are the target surface. The deformation due to purely bending loads is slightly different from the case of tensile or compressive load, but the relieved strain level is expected for the current shunt sheet design shown in figure 1. For the target surface under purely bending load, no strain is expected on the neutral plane of the target beam. Strain on the beam surface is proportional to the distance to the neutral plane and deflection angle theta. The shunt sheet tends to expand into length Ls if the supporting cantilevers are rigid, as the supporting cantilevers are designed to be flexible to accommodate most of the deformation. The strain level on the shunt sheet marked out in the green could be less than on the target surface underneath. Schematic of strain shunt structure under A. No load. B. Purely compressive load. C. Purely tensile load. D. Purely bending load. It is objective of shunt structure that the strain magnitude on the sheet surface is proportional smaller than the strain on the target surface. The working principles are illustrated via one-dimensional analytical solution of three beam structure under purely compressive tensile load. The followed relationship deformation along the load direction is proposed. Where L is the distance between two supporting cantilevers, which is equal to the length of shunt sheet bridging the fillet transition is ignored in this 1D analysis. Delta I is the deformation of the target surface across L is the strain on the target surface beneath the shunt structure. Delta Ci is the deformation of each supporting cantilever, and delta S is deformation of shunt sheet in the same direction with delta I on the target surface. The deformations discussed are all one-dimensional across the span of two supporting cantilevers. Assuming homogeneous strain distribution on the shunt sheet's neutral plane, and the shunt ratio is defined as RS shunt ratio equal to delta S by delta I. Thank you.